I wasn't really expecting much the day I met Dani. I got out of my car thinking it was just another Thursday. But as soon as I made my way across the parking lot, a girl with a beautiful face came jogging behind me and taps me on the shoulder. Is this your car? Hi. Yeah, why? Am I blocking yours or something? No. I just wanted to say the car looks sick. I've always wanted one. No, don't get one. They're too expensive to maintain. You're not so bad looking yourself. I blushed. I'd never had a girl say that to me before. I held out my hand and she shook it. I'm Paul. You come here often? Dani. Yeah, I come here as much as I can. It's the only place I can get my makeup and my lotions. Especially the body butter. I'm allergic to most things, but their stuff here is expensive, but so worth it. Say, after you do your shopping, do you want to go out somewhere? Wow. Sure. Dani took my phone number and promised she'd call me as soon as she got home. I went into work and thought nothing else about it. I was just excited that a girl asked me out. It was about 5 minutes into my shift when I got into trouble. I looked up from my screen and smiled at the next customer. She shrieked and I felt a slap on my face. You bag groceries? Hey, Dani. Why did you slap me? She started screaming and hurling insults at me, calling me poor, and how dare I ask for her number when I was just some low-income nobody, and that she was going to report me for using somebody else's car and tricking people into believing I was rich. Honestly, I was so confused by what was happening. I didn't know how to react. I apologized to her, but by then, she had made such a scene that people in the store were watching us. The floor manager was teetering anxiously nearby, unsure whether to intervene or not. I signaled to her that I could handle it. I'm sorry you think I misled you. I do indeed work here and I bag groceries, but that really was my car. Who do you think you were fooling? Whatever. Get lost and lose my number. I don't have it. You took mine. Shut up, liar! You're gonna get fired for this. I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter to your management. Corporate will hear about this. I only hope that no other girls fall for your disgusting scam. And then, she walked out in a flurry. Everyone was so confused, and my manager was looking at me all worried. But I assured her everything was fine. I was more worried about Dani actually writing to corporate. I didn't want to cause trouble for my manager. And besides, I'd be the laughingstock of my family if they hear about what happened. It'd be like that time Uncle Joe got stuck in a chicken coop for 3 days. I'll be the punchline to every joke on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Dani avoided me whenever she would go to the store. She made sure she went to the cashier furthest from me, and she would glower at me from 100 feet away. One time, she even demanded to see the manager, asking why I wasn't fired yet. Meanwhile, back at home, my dad, my cousins, and my brothers never made me forget that some girl shouted at me and called me a low-income nobody in front of everyone. But life went on, and I soon forgot about her. Until about a month later, while I was having dinner with someone I met online. Emmy was even more beautiful than Dani, and we met by total accident. She was scrolling on TikTok when she accidentally liked a video of mine she happened to see. Then she panicked and sent me a 250-word-long message explaining what happened, and I found that to be so adorable I asked her out. To my surprise, she said yes. I wanted to impress her, so I brought her to the best restaurant in town. But as we were tucking into our appetizer, someone came towards us and slammed her palm on the table. Dani looked me straight in the eye and her nose was flaring in fury. What are you doing here? Excuse me, miss, is this guy bothering you? What do you mean? You can't just go into places and beg people for money. Don't your bosses pay you enough? Now you gotta bother people who are trying to have a meal? You don't belong here. Get out! This place is for rich people! She shouted at me for everyone to hear. She was so loud that even the manager came to see what the trouble was. Dani mistook the man as a waiter and she yelled at him too. Waiter! I demand you throw this beggar to the streets at once! The manager just looked at her, shocked. Then he looked at me, as if unsure what to do. I wrinkled my nose at him and smiled. It's okay, she doesn't know. Don't you talk to him like he's your equal! Go beg for coins somewhere else and leave this nice lady alone! At that point, Emmy couldn't contain herself any longer. She burst out laughing so hard she doubled up, clutching her tummy as she tried to catch her breath. Who do you think he is? Do you know who you're talking to? Yes, I know exactly who I'm talking to. He bags groceries at the nearby store. He almost fooled me, too. If he somehow made you think that he's rich, just know that he might be trying to scam you. I think that's how he picks up girls. He borrows someone's Lambo and rides around in it. But the reality is, he's nothing but a poor, minimum-wage sewer rat. At this point, everyone in the restaurant began to stand up to watch the show. The manager was sweating buckets. Ma'am, please calm down. If you want to follow me, I can show you to your table. I couldn't help but chuckle. She had no idea. You do realize you're talking to the person who owns this establishment, right? Well, I'm sorry for causing a stir, miss. I promise I'm just trying to protect you and your fine restaurant. Oh dear, this place isn't mine. It's his. Dani blinked 5 times, very, very slowly, as if she was trying to process the information. And failed. This restaurant? Owned by this... He's the heir to the Wentworth fortune. The Wentworth chain of high-end grocers? I mean, you should really pay attention to the people you're being rude to, calling them sewer rats when you're dressed head to toe in fake clothes. Fake? How dare you? Your Chanel jacket says gun hell. Your dress is a clear knockoff because that stitching is sloppy. The diamonds on your wrist are made of cubic zirconia, and the shoes are probably the most expensive thing you have. But they're also made by children in Bangladesh, and I know exactly which knockoff store you got them from, because I tried to shut that store down only a few weeks ago. And your bag's just as fake as your hair color. How would you know that? Because I have the same bag right here, and this one's genuine. I couldn't help it. I laughed out loud. She's telling the truth. I actually own this place. My father's a bit old school. He sends his kids to work in his companies to make sure they know how to work hard, to teach us what it's like to be an employee, and so we don't become too spoiled and entitled. To be honest, it really works. I've learned a whole bunch. In fact, I learned that I should look out for girls like you. I could see the sweat form on Dani's forehead. She turned red when the waiters and the manager began nodding in agreement. No. Oh, no, please, please. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I meant what I said. I'd love to go out for dinner sometime. Could you just put your number in my phone again? People were starting to laugh and point at her. An influencer in the back began filming. I nodded at the manager. Harry, if you don't mind, would you kindly escort Mrs. Dani here outside? And make sure to post a photo of her by the window for everyone to see. And type in bold letters that she is not welcome in this restaurant or in any one of our stores in every country where we operate, because she's a shameless gold digger. Harry began shooing her away. No, you can't do this. I have rights. No, you can't ban me. Where will I get my Wentworth lotion and body butter? My makeup. I need my makeup. You can't do this to me. Oh, I can. And I have. I suggest you go looking for your makeup in the knockoff stores. Most of your stuff's already fake anyway. As Dani was pushed out of the doors, the whole restaurant erupted in applause, and I continued to have a very pleasant date, which turned out to be even more enjoyable thanks to what happened. Emmy and I have been going out for 6 months now. I didn't see or hear from Dani again. She was banned from coming any closer than 100 feet of our stores. I did see her on a tabloid once. She was suing a knockoff store for selling her fake Wentworth makeup and lotions. It made her face swell up and her lips, and one of her eyelids never went back to their normal size. She kinda looked like a bloated fish. Emmy finally got that knockoff shop closed down thanks to that article. So, in a way, Dani kinda helped Emmy too. Only she's not reaping any of the rewards. Just the consequences of her judgmental, elitist attitude. If you're watching this, Dani, just know that we still laugh about you to this day, and we have your swollen face framed. We display it on top of our fireplace every Christmas.